Yo, 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 it's your boy Nate from Intune ATL, and we are back. And today I'm joined by none other than Tom The Mailman. How you feeling, my man?
Great to be here. Great to have another interview. Great to be making music again. Just great.
I'm glad to hear it. Well, a lot of your supporters know you by Tom The Mailman, but I need you to walk me through the early life of Sean Brown. Who is Sean Brown?
Sean Brown, pretty run of the mill average kid, lived in southern Georgia, or at least raised in Georgia, grew up in Philly, into basketball, into anime, into rock, into rap, into having good friends and long lasting relationships. That's pretty much Sean for the most part.
Most definitely. You said Southern Georgia. So what was growing up in Southern Georgia like? Because obviously now you're more closer to the city. Things can be different. It can be like a whole nother environment, a whole different culture. So I guess rate your experience growing up in Southern Georgia.
Niggas racist, man.
Yeah.
Niggas is heavy racist. It's different. It's different than what I experienced going to a LA or going to even a New York or Atlanta. I don't know. It's just I feel like they're very in touch with reality in the southern states. You know what I'm saying? In touch with reality. It's just it's not too much fake shit. Niggas is very honest with their emotions. You can kind of see it on their face. You can kind of read it on their energy, and they're not hiding it.
Yeah. I'm from Warner Robins. I don't know. Have you ever heard of Warner Robins before?
It's
considered middle Georgia, so it's near Macon.
Okay.
So
okay,
I think a lot of the
Macon
same.
Before. Okay,
Yeah.
So same standard though. It makes sense.
100%.
Outside of the city, everything else is just kind of Georgia.
Yeah, 100%. You said early in life you were a big sports guy. When did you stop playing sports and start to pursue music though?
Stopped for me in freshman year of college.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I got recruited somehow. I think probably because I did really good my junior year of track in high school, and I won nationals, and then I placed in state.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, no, I did really fucking good. That's awesome, YouTube video shit. But basically, I got scouted and brought to Rome, Georgia. Yeah, okay. Rome, Georgia for a little bit.
I'm hip.
Yeah, did the whole track thing for first semester. Definitely I was flunking like fuck. I got a 1.4. It was really bad. I'm not gonna
academic
lie.
Probation.
Academic probation. I got redshirted, and it was just kind of yo, twin, you finna fail this year. But it's if you want to come back and do this shit the right way, we need you to make a decision. And then I kind of was just I'm gonna go be a rapper. I'm gonna go be an artist. And they thought I was insane for sure. Because I had real pure potential to be really big at track, but
they never see the vision right away.
No, they're not supposed to though. The site to me is not for everybody.
Were you one of those kind of people school was never for you? You just kind of went and maybe did okay, but you knew deep in your heart fuck this shit.
I wanted I love learning in general. When it comes to interesting topics and it's things that I could really get into, I love learning. But school and the educational system is not a place where I feel a person like me would actually flourish. That shit is nothing but making the mind stagnant versus music. Bro, I've learned so much other things through the process of making music, having relationships with other people through music, and then just touring. It's two different types of learning, if that makes sense.
No, for sure. Did you ever take music classes or play any instruments in high school or in college?
Too poor, bro. Twin did not have the resources. I was interested in band as a little kid for a little bit. But then when I started hearing instruments cost this, or you gotta band practice or band trips, and just a bunch of shit like that. So never got to get into that.
I hate that though, because I feel like there's a lot of artists, or aspiring artists that get discouraged by the financial side of things. You know what I'm saying? They just have to figure shit out. When you started making music, how were you recording early on?
Dude, I got my little brother and my little sister used to record my fucking my little videos. I used to do these not YouTube videos, but I used to do these little car videos that I put on Twitter and I put on IG and YouTube, and basically like certain freestyle pages will pick them up if you do if your freestyle go viral enough, or if it was good enough back in the day, and niggas will post you go dumb up, So yeah, nigga was just doing videos. I wasn't even recording no music.
Okay.
I wasn't at no studio, and the only time I was at a studio, I had the homie used to work out of like damn near, it was like not really a homie. This nigga was like 40, 50, working out of bando at his mama crib, but broski had a studio set up, and like I would go mix people in the studio for free as long as bro like let me record there whenever I want for however long as I want. So we kind of had like a deal going on. That's the only time I was recording music for real though.
Okay. Well, I think we can all say in terms of like your stage name, there's like a very interesting lore behind it. Like when I was telling people I was going to interview you, they were like so like not thrown off but intrigued about your name and how you got it. So what was the thought process behind labeling yourself Tom the Mailman?
I had a feeling, and I had a purpose behind what name I wanted as an artist. So what I wanted the name or my artist name to do for me basically was to cover me identity wise.
Yeah.
So like normally with a name you can pretty Tom the Mailman obviously covers you. But it's just like, you can't tell if I'm black, white, Asian, Indian. You don't really know where demographic I come from, so automatically the music isn't put in the box.
Right.
And then yeah, that's basically what I wanted from it. And then that kind of it fell out of nowhere. Yeah. I didn't want, the label of being a black artist. In general, like, they only put us in a couple of these fucking boxes, and immediately just trying to duck that from the listener. Yeah. So if I'm a consumer, and I've been a consumer for a long time, this is the only way I could do that shit, is through Tom the Mailman.
That's smart. You were very conceptual with that. And I love how you, like, play on that a little bit, like, because I've been to, a couple of your shows, and you have tags and little thing where it's like, you got mail, so it's, like, definitely a whole aesthetic at this point. I gotta know, this is like a goofy question, but in your opinion, what's like the GOAT email provider? Because I was a Yahoo kid growing up.
GOAT
I think
email provider.
Yeah, bro. Literally growing up, my first email account was NarutoMan24 at Yahoo.com on some shit. I still have that email.
I was about to say to speaking of emails and shit, like early MySpace days, nigga, my whole page was Naruto the fuck out, but I really don't know how old I was, bro. But I think I had like a AOL. I don't know if AOL was if they had email.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but I had AOL when I was a kid. So that's so funny that the you got mail shit came from there, and it's kind of like all tied together. But yeah, I definitely had an AOL email.
Sick.
On early MySpace days.
Some OG shit. What was like growing up in terms of MySpace? Like, were there any artists you were looking up to at the time, or like walk me through like a Tom the Mailman playlist on MySpace? Because everybody had a MySpace playlist back then.
Damn. So I think I was listening to Rick Ross. I was listening to early Drake.
Yeah.
I was listening to early J. Cole, early Jermaine. Did I say Biggie? It was a lot of Biggie. There's a lot of Biggie in there too. So I was still like early hip hop shit, early getting into music.
Hell yeah.
I loved Kanye too.
Same.
I loved Kanye so fucking much.
Bro, I think I saw the I saw one of the early Kanye music videos on MySpace. It wasn't Flashing Lights. I think it might have been Stronger.
Oh wow.
It like premiered on MySpace or something like that. And I remember growing up seeing even Thanks for the Memories, like Fall Out Boy videos on there and shit like that too. I think MySpace was pivotal for a lot of my music taste growing up.
I remember Flocka. If anything I remember is I remember Waka Flocka on Facebook with like 60 song mixtape or some shit.
Insane,
just sending friend requests to everybody. I remember that shit. Like pre-hard in the paint and all that shit.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
Shout out Waka, bruh. In terms of like fan mail, do you think what's like the dopest thing you've ever received, if anything?
Shout out to homie Maddie. She at the Boston show recently, she made me almost like a Wii video game, or not a Wii, a Switch. I said Wii last time. No, it's a Switch video game where basically it's a cartridge of SV2, my recent album on this front cover, and then SV1 EP.
Okay.
And it's just showing them like back to front, and like it's if you bought it as a video game, like she kind of made like this like case for me, and that shit was the hardest shit I ever seen to it. It was the hardest shit, yeah.
Shit.
So it's really thoughtful, put a lot of time into it.
No, definitely. Shout out TDC, man.
And there's a card in it too that actually has like nothing. It's like a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card basically, and it's like bedazzled out and everything. It's really fucking cool.
Shit. Maybe we gotta find like some B-roll or like get a clip to
bring that
insert
motherfucker out or some shit. But this shit is like really amazing. It's really amazing.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you've been making music since around like 2018, since you like started putting stuff out officially.
Mm-hmm.
So in saying that, like, do you feel like you ever still get like imposter syndrome as an artist? Because I know that you've been very candid about like how you've morphed yourself into Tom the Mailman. You kind of, but I know at times you were probably splitting your personalities or whatever. So can you touch on that? Like, do you ever feel like, damn, I'm really like an artist, or this is crazy to be in this situation? Like
every day I'm like hella grateful, and I kind of look back and I'm just like, damn, like I remember like going over moments in my head where like I wanted to do these interviews that I'm watching, like I wanted to make these albums that I'm listening to, and I definitely don't got the imposter syndrome now.
Yeah.
But if I gave it a timeline, maybe like 3-4 years ago, shit was hitting, and I was just kind of not really understanding what was going on, or not really even believing that I had like this dedicated fan base that really gave a fuck about everything that I was doing.
Yeah.
Just took away for it to sit in. But that was like before I even went on tour or even like met the people that was fucking with me for a long time. So I think after touring and all that shit, I know for sure like, bro, I'm an artist, and I'm for sure valid, and I'm for sure like one of the greatest young niggas at this shit, like really one of the new up and coming greatest like artists at this shit. Like
I can say the same, yeah. And you touched on your fan base. I mean, they're dope. I went to your last show at 529 a couple weeks ago, and we talked about it after the show. Like there were people that drove several hours to come see you. So is there anything you'd like to say to TDC, the delivery crew?
Well, it's like, man, I'm not one for the messages to it. I ain't gonna lie. If anybody like knows me as an artist or as a person, I don't be having like specific messages or advice I give them. I'm a nigga too. I'm just a dude too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just a dude too. But definitely, I think why my fans even like come and feel comfortable to drive 7 hours or drive 4 hours or 2 hours for like a pop up show. I really I promise to really give it all, and they see it. So like in the albums, it's taken me like 2 years to make this album.
Right.
But like I'm taking the time, and I really care about the music. Like so in the era where you might feel like, oh damn, artists don't care no more, or damn, artists not really paying attention to their craft, you could come over here and find it like, oh yeah, Tommy like really locked into like everything that he's doing. Like he's part of the art, he's part of the marketing, he's part of like the branding image, he's part of like the branding, like everything. So I think that's why they driving 7 hours for real.
1,000%, and that's something that I want to touch on. Just building that brand, because I think first impressions are everything. A lot of times, how you're viewed is what is like the driving factor of your music, and I feel like you have really great style. So, how would you describe your style, and like how important is it that you cultivate like a real like unique image amongst a group of like artists, that are maybe doing the same thing or doing similar things as you?
I was always in the image super heavy as a kid. My friends used to like clown me for not like really having like, you know, the most solid style when I was a kid. So I really got into it, and anime really heavily inspires everything, every ounce of like, you know, my life. So in anime, man, you look at the MC typically, like, you know, dude is like, it's got a certain something about him, you know what I'm saying? Like his hair might be different, the way he talk might be different, the way his mind is, the way the pants he might be wearing, the type of shoes he might be wearing. It's just something that like gives bro like a distinctive vibe, and I've always been trying to find like what that looks like for me.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, 100%.
I think it's like a big part of like, you know, ego and who you are as an artist. Like, you know, the positive way of using ego. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't know what type of pants you wearing, like, you don't know how you stepping, you don't know how you coming, you don't know what you present into the world as an artist. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's like a big part of individuality, or that's a big part of individuality that an artist needs.
Yeah. No, I agree. R.I.P. Akira Toriyama. I always said a lot of the DBZ characters had like the craziest swag. Like he was great at like designing outfits for the characters.
Trunks, bro.
The freshest. I swear to God.
Bro.
After he passed, I posted a couple pictures of Trunks on my story because that was always who I aspired to be out of all the characters. So like, I guess not even just Dragon Ball, but any anime that you watch, like who are some of the freshest like characters that you like and try to, you know, maybe incorporate into your style?
I just freshest niggas, you know, I'm gonna give it to the Bleach niggas. All the niggas in the Bleach universe, niggas be dressing. The Boruto universe, niggas be dressing. Killua specifically, Hunter x Hunter, Killua, that nigga be dressing. Let me see us be putting that shit on. Honestly, just distinct style. I get that shit to it's the gummy nigga from fucking Hunter x Hunter. I forgot his name already. How do I forget his name?
I think I know who you're talking about.
Bungee Gum. I just can't remember his fucking name. But that weird ass nigga got distinctive style too. And really the ninjas though. Really the ninjas and them niggas from Bleach. They really got the hardest dripping anime to me.
I agree.
And Shadow from the Eminence of Shadow. There's some niggas in there just clean, bro. It's just, anime drip is the best to me though.
I would say the same thing too. Is there anyone like in real life, I guess, that inspires you from a fashion perspective? Any celebrities or influencers or, you know, popular figures?
I'm gonna give it IRL. I'm gonna give it to Vivian. I really appreciate a lot of Vivian Westwood, just her pieces and, you know, the way that shit be put on. She inspired like the early punk shit.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so like the Sex Pistols and all that shit. Like she was really like, she set the tone for that shit. So I think Vivian Westwood is kind of like classy punk. Like if I could give it like a genre or some shit, it's like class mixed with a bit of punk, and that's why I like Vivian.
Yeah, R.I.P. to a legend.
Over anyone, really. Over anyone shit. I like a lot of the Japanese shit too. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Got the earrings on. Got a little Vivian wrist shit right here.
Peep the bag up there too. That seems to be like
your
favorite
the Vivian
brand.
bag. Yeah, it's my bag. Yeah, it's not. It's my favorite brand for real. It's like, it's my go-to designer brand. For sure.
Jumping more into the anime side of your music though, bro, when I was listening to some of your older music, like Lil Tommy, I heard the the Shadow Clone Jutsu tag in that bitch. So I gotta know, like, if you could choose a jutsu to have for yourself, what would it be? Out of like on the Naruto universe.
Fuck, that's a good one. Fuck.
I always thought having clones would be kind of lit though.
Clones is good. Yeah. But I'm trying to think like what type of ninja am I? What am I trying to do? I'm gonna give myself because it's Boruto, I gotta give myself the Flying Rajan.
Hell yeah.
I gotta give myself the Flying Rajan just to be able to like get up out this motherfucker whenever.
Yeah.
Just
Forto Kage is low key lit, bro.
That nigga had the hands, bro. Yeah, no, he was fighting Killer Bee and his fucking brother at the same time. Yeah, no, Flying Rajan for sure. I'm going Flying Rajan.
That's a solid one. Definitely. What's your favorite Naruto fight, bro? Because, like, there's so many iconic ones, and growing up, I would fucking watch the Rock Lee Gaara Chunin exam fight on repeat on YouTube all the fucking time. Like when he takes off those leg
He
weights.
took off the weights and dropped them bitches, and they was like, "Oh, what does he think the weights are gonna boom?"
Yeah, iconic, bro.
Yeah, nah, he went the fuck in. I think my favorite. I'm gonna give it to Kakashi and Obito. Man, they was throwing them bitches, boy. They was throwing the fuck out them bitches. I'm gonna give it Kakashi and Obito.
Yeah, bro. When I found out that Toby was Obito, that shit had me like blown. I was like, yo,
No, it was so
it
many
made so
layers
much
to Obito.
sense, but we like overlooked it.
Yeah, I was just like, Toby was just a weird fucking, like, I still don't understand Toby to this day. I'm like, is he still the same Obito, or is he just fucking acting?
I think it was more of an act, like just to kind of conceal his identity, because everyone thought Obito was dead.
That nigga is an amazing fucking actor, bro. Because I was truly wondering, I'm like, is this Toby the same nigga, or why he get this serious voice? Is somebody switching in between the masks? I don't know what's going on.
I think bro got split personality. Something, bro.
Because like the shit was just too good, bro.
Yeah.
The shit was too good to be a pump fake, or maybe it was just a great pump fake.
Yeah. No, I think you're onto something with that. When I was doing my research and I did like go back and watch the Lil Tommy video, I saw that like Cuff Boys and Laylo Hansen, like they were showing love in the comments. So what were some early, like what was like, were you ever geeked about any of those cosigns? Because I know at one point they were like killing the review game, and like having a cosign from them meant a lot. Was there ever anything that came for you, like any love or support from some of those bigger music reviewers that you've got that was like, oh shit, they're fucking with my music?
No, I think it was definitely cool, especially like if you was around that 2014 to like 2017 era of YouTube, like Leo like cosign was like really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Cause like I personally I really enjoyed a lot of her videos up until like she stopped doing shit. But I previously like I really loved the fuck out of Leo, so it was really cool seeing it.
Definitely.
Just cause I watch everybody, bro. Like I watch everybody in this shit.
Do you have any favorites right now? I love I like watching Baba Lamb sometimes, or like KTO.
I like KTO shit. I definitely get into I used to watch Yasin shit every now and then. Niggas don't like Academics. I think he's really entertaining. I think Academics is entertaining. And Drink Chance be going sometimes. I like it.
Are you a drinker at all?
Nah, man. That shit is just like the risk reward is just not it for me. It's just like shit tastes nasty, like guaranteed headache almost. Like nigga, when I start doing cardio again, my stomach gonna be feeling like shit. It's just like, and then it's like just to get drunk. It's like
right. So do you have any vices, or do you do anything that like enhance your creative process, or are you pretty like straight edge for the most part?
No, I couldn't imagine a drug or any substance like making me like a better creative. But for fun and shit, I be getting high. But that's about it.
Definitely. Yeah, I always feel like there was a stigma that artists had. Like I don't know if they just perpetuate that narrative or what, but since I've been a fan of music, it's like a lot of artists are in this like lane or this thought process of like, man, if I like pop perks or do addies, like I'm at my best, and I just never saw the need to do that. I feel like it's more destructive than anything, but I guess I get it. I don't judge anyone, but
Yeah, I'm not necessarily gonna judge anybody either, but personally, I like it's not really nigga, it's not on you, it's in you, nigga. Like that shit is like, if you're really an artist and you really like got some shit to say, typically like you might just don't overthink it, nigga. It's already in you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's already in you typically.
Yeah, I respect that. I think that's probably why I really respect Tyler so much, Tyler the Creator, because I mean, as long as I've been a fan, he's never promoted that stuff. He's been like straight edge pretty much his whole career, and he's probably one of the most artistic guys in the game right now. So that's a testament to that shit. Real
legend. But yeah, but typically any real artist, that shit is like in your mind already. Like you're already there, and it's not necessarily like. You're gonna smoke some weed, you're gonna do something that's just gonna make you blast with creativity. Like, it's just not gonna happen, bro. It's not gonna happen.
What was that point in your career where you know, you learn, like, are you, I guess you had that self-confidence of like, man, I do have what it takes, like I am an artist? Because I think, you know, being that you don't have much of a music background before you started making music, I'm sure it came at a later point. But
Yeah, if I'm being completely honest, like it just hit now. Like it just hit in this last these last 6 months of me, like, you know, and I done did a lot of shit in music, like, you know,
for sure.
I'm not silly to like my own weight, like the weight of my name and the things I've done, but still internally it didn't necessarily felt like I was an artist until like recently, like after all of the shows and
That's
after
crazy,
like
dude.
doing, you know, well more than the 10,000 hours and like, you know, doing all the songs, it just feel like I finally built that confidence. And I think that's also like a cool thing though, because it's like, you know, if there might be some younger artists out there, like, you know, some dude I might have inspired looking at me like, damn, bro, like, bro probably felt like an artist like years ago. And it's like, nah, nigga, like, I didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, you going through whatever process you might be going through, feeling the same thing. The similarities, it's the same shit, bro. Like you're not just magically gonna wake up and feel like, oh, I'm the fucking guy. I think it's just like a process of building confidence over, you know, over a little span of a while doing shit.
Yeah, no, you're really grounded. I think I really respect that. Like even when you said what you said, like in relation to the fans, like that's what I gravitate towards. Like you have like the archetype of an artist that I really respect. Like your Kid Cudis of the world. Like you're really vulnerable artists.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people that let you know like you're still a person at the end of the day.
Yeah, you know, I think that's the type of artist I grew up really inspired by too.
Yeah.
Just the honesty in the music and the honesty in like who they are as a person attracted me to, like, you know, their whole everything.
Yeah, you're very candid about bringing up your team as well, and like the people, like your producers and engineers that help you along the way. So can you explain the importance of Jamie and Daniel and like the importance they've had in your career and your sound?
Yeah, I met Jamie and Daniel around 2019, 2020 era. I was moving dolo through my old hometown. I really haven't had much experience in Atlanta at the time, and they, along with some other people, were like the first people in Atlanta to kind of bring me in and kind of, you know, even introduce me to like just having a producer like to like really fuck with me on some one-on-one personal shit and make like, you know, custom things for you. That was some otherworldly shit, because in Monroe, like an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes from like where we at now, that shit don't exist.
Right.
There is no, you know, creative outlet. There is nobody who's a valid producer for you, because like, of course you can find anyone anywhere doing shit and trying to do shit, but there was just no valid sources that you could go to.
Yeah.
So those were like, you know, the first valid sources that I was like introduced to.
1000%. And I think people are like hungrier out here. Like they move to the city with a plan. It's like, I want to make it. Like I want to lock in. Let's do it. I feel like that's an Atlanta thing too, though. Like the camaraderie. You know, obviously you're not gonna have it like at maybe it's a little overrated to some degree, but I still feel like Atlanta, like in the creative scene out here, like they bring one another up. We like to collaborate. We like to work together, and it's kind of beautiful to hear that from you.
It's interesting, bro, because I honestly wouldn't say it's camaraderie, because it's not like every nigga in Atlanta I personally rock with, or I know my folks don't personally rock with. But, you know, I feel like if you're respected out here and you're a genuine dude out here or a genuine gal out here, people in the area that's doing fire shit eventually gonna find you, and then eventually gonna link you. And I think that's kind of like what happened to me too, because I was definitely from out here.
Yeah, no, for sure. So where did your relationship with Sam form? Because obviously we mentioned Jamie and Daniel, but you know, you've been on record to say how much his support and his management means to you. So how did y'all form that relationship?
Me and Sam met through another friend of mine named Jacory, but they were throwing a show in the city, and Jacory was the first person to give me my first like performance in Atlanta, period. So prior, I remember we was talking about the Leo Hansen shit and the YouTube shit. Well, he found me from one of those promotions, and that's kind of how I kind of made that connection to the whole Atlanta underground, you know, performance scene.
Right.
Couple shows after I met Jacory for the first time, he did another show, and then Sam was also running it with him, along with another friend of mine named Augusto. And that was like, going to that show was the first time me and Sam actually meeting in Lincoln. And then from that show on, we kind of like just built a real natural relationship. And I was staying at his crib for like a minute, just like trying to stay in the city and just trying to keep shit going.
That's the process.
That was like, that was like us like first meeting. And then I think a couple years later, he started managing the homie Chase, like, Six Dogs, and then Taj. And I seen he was doing a real good job with that shit. And I was like at a point in my career where I was taking a lot of fucking calls and dealing with a lot of just dealing with a lot of label shit that I honestly did not have fun. Like, I didn't enjoy doing that shit. So I just, only person that I could actually trust that I knew was gonna that could apply themselves and do well was like Sam. So yeah, Sam was the first real and just made sense option. He's like a really fucking great at what he does. He really cares about me before there was any vested interest to give a shit. And then it's just like he's like the perfect option, honestly.
How much, I guess, creative input does he have in your music and like your visuals and the things that you release?
Sam gonna give his opinion about everything typically, but I think with all my friends and all the people I work with, everybody kind of like lets their ideas be known and they kind of give their 2 cents. But I decide like I take it all in and I decide what I use and what I don't use. Sometimes I use shit, sometimes I don't.
What do you think are like some key qualities of a good manager? Because I know a lot of artists can really benefit from having, like you said, someone that they trust. But I guess what are some other attributes about Sam that make him like a good manager?
Well, obviously he like studies the craft, so you have to have somebody that's actively studying the craft, just like you're actively studying the craft to being an artist. I feel like that's like super important. Like a person who's not really like feels like they know everything about this music shit, because if they claim that they do, they're 9 times out of 10 liars.
Yeah.
So just somebody who's like hungry to learn the game still. Then that care really fucking matters. Somebody that's really into what you're doing, into your personal life, and also just believes in you as an artist and a creative. Period. If that shit ain't there, but they not, it's gonna be hard for them to give a fuck about you, especially if they're a busy manager. You know what I'm saying? And you're not their only artist. It's gonna be hard for them to give a fuck if they already don't naturally give a fuck. Yeah. So we said care, and we said being a student of the game. Those are, I could really end it off there and be like, those are the 2 biggest things. Because if you're a student of the game and you give a fuck enough, you're gonna get better with time. But the only third thing I would put on that list is obviously connections. Yep. But you don't want to have connections be like one of the 3 things that you get versus having the other 2. I recommend the other 2 over the connections. But if he also has connections too, it's like a fucking plus, because you can get shit moving, and that's the point of a manager, is to keep shit in order and keep shit moving.
Yeah, man. Well, you touched on the early days of performing out here, and obviously those would go on to become bigger and bigger. So what was performing at Rolling Loud LA in 2021 like? And obviously you performed at Life is Beautiful Festival. Those are, correct me if I'm wrong, are those like the 2 biggest stages you've done since you've been making music?
I think they're like top 3, top 5 for sure.
Okay.
Top 3, top 5.
Walk me through that experience, because that's crazy.
Yeah, nah, really, man. I remember Life is Beautiful and Rolling Loud just being nerve-wracking, man. I'm like, first of all, the stages are too high. Yeah. I don't like that shit, man. I got up there and I was just mad high up. And
like if I fall, I'm gonna bust my ass.
Dude, like I jumped off them big-ass stages like before once. At Life is Beautiful, actually. But just even looking down, I just didn't like the distance between me and the crowd. It was some real like uncomfortable shit. Yeah. But Rolling Loud, I was excited for Rolling Loud, and then, they bullshitted us. They bullshitted. That's how I feel they bullshitted, right? Because niggas been watching Rolling Loud since like niggas was mad young. Yeah. We finally get there, and then it's just like they're ODing with the security. So it's like, we got in and they was like hella panicked about like everybody meeting. So sent us right to the stage, and then we did our like warm up and shit. We go back to our like, it's like we had a patch of grass on the fucking where our fucking green room was at basically. But it was like we had a patch of grass and then our green room, and it's like we weren't supposed to talk to niggas. And it was some like quarantine shit.
Oh, okay.
It was some like really weird shit, and like after the show we had to like get escorted like right off the stage and right out of the park, and it was just kind of like such a lame experience. Yeah. It's like, you know, artists, you know they work to try to get to this point. We get to this point finally, and it's just like, this is not what I imagined. There's no like, you know, it's not fun. Like I can't go and sit there and talk to the other artists that like are, you know, did they thing to get up here too. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a lackluster ass, like pump fake ass experience.
I hate that, but then I remember when, cause I growing up I loved Lil B, and I remember when Lil B got jumped by like A Boogie and all them. I almost feel like over the years, yeah, it is fucking lame. And I think over the years maybe they gotten stricter and stricter about like how artists can mingle because of shit like that.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
That was a real L for the culture, bruh.
No, it was. That's what I'm saying. It's just like we be giving attention to niggas who do lame shit.
Yeah.
And we be like giving energy to people who do lame shit. So when they do lame shit and they got this big ass platform and stage, like this is what we consuming, bro. Like this is the shit we taking in, bro. It's like this real loser ass energy, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it to the camera, rolling loud. Y'all need to have a fucking happy hour or some shit where artists can get together for an hour, 2 hours, and just fucking converse and network, because that's what it's all about in this game. Like, if I was a fan of an artist, I want to be able to meet him and tell him, you know, how I feel and congratulate him for getting to where they're at this point. So incorporate that for people like my boy Tom here that want to get to meet their favorites.
Nigga, make it fun, nigga, because I don't even too much give a shit about meeting the niggas, but it's just like, at least make it fun. I mean, nigga, this is Rolling Loud. Like, nigga, I thought niggas made it. I thought niggas made it when niggas got to Rolling Loud. And it's like, nah. This don't feel like made it, twin. But Life is Beautiful is actually the extreme opposite of that.
Nice.
Really fun. They really took care of us. They really took the fuck care of us. And it was just like fun even on the days we weren't performing.
Right.
And it's just like, to me, that just shows like the level of care between like, you know, the top, the staff, and all the way to the bottom.
Sure.
Yeah.
You have aspirations of performing at like a Coachella or somewhere like that at some point?
I just want to perform where people want a nigga at. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about the energy, and I'm all about making the best of where I'm at. And I'm not a fan of going to places where, you know, people want to go, but like, you know, these people are all assholes at, and the energy is not great, and it's not a fun experience. Like, I'm not a fan of that shit. I just want to go to like places with great people that like want to hear music. Yeah. Either, you know, music that's new to them, or like come and, you know, see me as their favorite artist, whatever the case may be. I just want people that's gonna enjoy the music and have fucking fun. That's really it.
You know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like Bonnaroo.
I
feel like I could see you in fucking Bonnaroo.
That's it. I heard good things about Bonnaroo. I would like to try something like that.
I could see you performing there one day. That'll pretty soon, if you know, based on what I heard from your new album.
Yeah.
Definitely. But like, bro, I didn't understand this when I heard it. You said you like growing up, like you were kind of a shy guy. So like, where do you get this larger than life personality when you perform? Because I've witnessed your performances. This man is a solid performer. He gives his everything and he's lit. So like, where does that come out of you? Like, because I mean, I don't get that you're a shy person when you're on that stage.
Practice, man. A lot of repetition. Like I said, it's like being a student of the game still. I'm very much still a student of the game. So like, I'll be at home, like, you know, crunching tape. Like, you know, I'm watching like everybody perform. I'm watching anybody that like, you know, was talented with a mic before. Like, you know, Freddie Mercury. Yeah. You know.
Damn, that's a good one.
Freddie is just fucking great. Michael Jackson. You know, Prince was really fucking a great performer. Like them larger than life, like fucking, like those like real OG stars. Like I'm definitely taking a piece out of their book too. Even some modern dudes. X was like a really great performer. Really captivated the fucking crowd, and I think that's more of a modern take on performing that I like. That motherfucker really like it just felt like the pathway for real. Like he really connected with the supporters.
Yeah.
And gave them all the energy, and they gave him that shit back.
Oh yeah.
His pits used to be crazy. His
I
shows.
wish I would have gotten to go to one. Even like those early
Same,
Rolling Loud days, like in
bruh.
Miami, in your hometown, like.
I wish, bro.
Crazy.
There used to be like waves in the crowd, like
Oh, yeah.
waves of people. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, I still watch videos from his, you know, before he passed, and it's like no other. Honestly, R.I.P. X, man.
Mm-hmm.
Truly like a one of one artist, and we'll talk more about X here in a little bit. But so I've been to shows, like I think all your shows have been ran really smooth, but I've seen some disasters in live music. It's bound to happen. I'm sure you've had your mishaps and stuff like that, but I feel like your DJ P Dot, who I know personally, he always got your back. He always keeps shit rolling and going smoothly. I have a great chemistry. So can you speak on the importance of having a DJ like him in your corner, and can you speak on like how y'all met and formed that relationship?
Yeah, P Dot specifically, the stars align with that one too. Like with Salmon too, I would continue to see P Dot throughout like the scene. So like me and P Dot met through a couple of these like Atlanta underground shows, and I would always see P Dot, like, you know, P Dot, man. It was some niggas always had, like, you know, it was just a special connection there already. Every time we see P, it was love. We would kind of be on the same shit, cause niggas, like, only time we seen each other is when we popping up at the shows and shit. Right. And it was just kind of like this camaraderie feeling. But yeah, I would see P at all of my early shows, and we would do shit together every now and then, but it wasn't like fully locked into like, you know, where it is now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I met P Dot through shows in underground Atlanta, just like the rest of the homies, and because it made so much sense and it was already naturally happening that way, I went to go hit P Dot when I started touring for real, and we took it on the road, and it's been like that ever since.
Yeah, man, y'all are on your Trav and Chase B shit though, for real.
Yeah, like me and like from the bottom, me and P been working together, and it's just like really cool to see it develop into what it is now. You know, you really just need the people in your corner that like really care about you, and to really care about the future of what you're working on.
1000%.
So I noticed.
Yeah, and I didn't know you like at the time. I had known of your music, but this might have been 2021 or 2022. I was talking to Derek about this actually off camera. I had seen that y'all perform like at the Roxy. And that was so cool to see, like, you know, as you as an Atlanta artist being able to do shows there and pack that bitch out, you know, him being able to DJ. Mm-hmm. I was proud of y'all. Do you have like a favorite venue in Atlanta specifically?
I really enjoyed, what's the fucking name of it, man? It had a beautiful inside. It had no fucking air conditioning whatsoever. Hot as a fuck. But it was like the most beautiful. It was the most beautiful like place in Atlanta, to me, honestly. I don't remember the name of this shit right now though.
What was the one that a lot of niggas used to perform at back in the day? It's not like convenience store. It's something store. Like I don't know. It's like where like Quentin Miller and those guys got their start. Was this before your?
That's before my.
Days?
Yeah, I'm about to say definitely before my performing days, before
okay.
my era. Yeah, I forgot the name of that motherfucker, but it was.
If you remember it, shout it out at any point.
Yeah, eventually.
What are like some short and long term goals for you as an artist? Because I feel like you have done a lot, but it's never enough. So, I guess what walk me through some of your short and long term goals.
Really long term goals right now. I just want to build a discography that when I walk away from music, I can feel like I got off the right amount of sounds that I wanted to get off. The level of projects that I put out, like, you know, the evolution is clear and it like makes sense. You know, like people can like see where I started and see where I ended, and it all makes sense how I got there. Yeah. Like a clear example of like, you know, artist evolution. That and just feeling like the coolest motherfucker on earth. Like whenever I make that amount of music or that like level of music, whenever that's done, it's kind of what I'm looking for, like just to experience all of the levels of music.
I love that. I mean, you're 4 projects deep, about to release Romance and Pandemonium. How excited are you to drop this project?
Bro, we've been working on this shit for a little minute, and it's just like it's like we know we like hitting, like we know we hitting at that high level like back to back now, and it's just kind of like we ready to just start showing out, bruh. That's basically what it feels like. We just ready to start showing out. Like we've been stretching. We did the like, we've been consistent, and now we done put ourselves at a level where we are batting at 100%, 110%. And it's like, we want to give y'all this album, and then give y'all some more shit, and give y'all some more shit, and give y'all some more shit. And just continue and being like ultra consistent and staying at an ultra high level of music. Yeah, that's like that's a short term goal for real. Like just staying at this flow that we're like in right now, and then maintaining it, and also like maximizing it.
That's fresh. Yeah, you've been pushing your single 9 a lot. That's like the single to promote the album?
No, so actually that's just some separate thing,
okay,
aside from a separate single aside from the album that I just wanted to give to my supporters. I was supposed to give it to them a while ago, along with a lot of other songs, and it was just kind of like just a, hey guys, I'm starting up. Here's the first single. Like, eat on this for a little bit. Enjoy this.
Right.
We about to come with the first single to the
appetizer.
Mm-hmm. So it was an appetizer for
real. Yeah. I noticed that in your catalog, I mean, obviously going to like Romance and Pandemonium kind of has like a love theme. Some of your songs like Bad Ho, they have romantic themes and lyrics. So how does love and heartbreak fuel your creative process?
Well, I feel like love and heartbreak has been like all that music has been for me. Like my music has only been inspired by like me being in like super like crazy like moments of feeling pain, super crazy moments of me feeling joy and like distress or anything. It's like alchemy, bro. Like that's how I view it. Like through love, like like changing shitty shit to like overtly positive things, or like vice versa. Like that process. I don't know how to explain it.
No, I get it.
Makes sense. Yeah, it makes
sense.
Sense.
You're like taking the power away from like the pain and like using it as a source of like inspiration. Is that right?
Yeah, like converting it. Like it was powerful over here as a darkness, but now like, all right, let's make it powerful over here as a light.
Exactly. Yeah. So like some of my personal favorite songs from you are You're the One I Like Now and Bad Ho. Where would you rank those in your discography? Because I feel like those are
Twin, I couldn't even put a rank on my babies, because obviously they're so personal to me. But just off of songwriting, it's definitely in the upper echelon of like all of my music though. Like I really enjoy Bad Ho and the space in between, like like I just like the space in that song. I think that's what makes it so fucking fun.
Yeah.
And then man, yeah, You're the One I Like Now. It just feels like an anime opening to me.
Yeah.
I've always been trying to recreate anime openings, and that's what it fucking feels like to me. It feels like an anime opening.
There's a song I want to send to you like after we're done rolling. I don't know. Have you heard of an artist After the Party?
After the Party, I feel like I heard like
he's
when
an
I was
artist
younger.
and producer, and he blew up on SoundCloud. Got featured on like OVO Radio, but he's like an enigma. Like no one knows what he looks like.
Oh wow.
Nothing. He like took the old Weekend approach, but he's also like very inspired by anime. And there's a song he has called Bounty that sound like it takes me to a different world. It's incredible. I think you would really like it.
Okay, put me on.
I got you. What's a song that you've released that you feel like doesn't get enough credit?
I'll say Not Dead, honestly. Not Dead is like super fucking crazy.
That shit rips. Like 529. It's a great performance song.
It's a really, really fun fucking song. But I'm all in. I think shit happens like when it's supposed to happen.
Right.
Also, like you have to make a effort towards these things, but the effort is always the effort is already there, obviously. So it's just like I think in due time, every last song that I got is gonna get like the recognition it deserves. But it's just time got to catch up.
Man, y'all go stream I'm Not Dead, man.
Come on now, go ahead and play that motherfucker now.
No doubt. Is there any like I know that your song you hold them close. What's like the realest shit you've ever written though, or like sung in a song? Like what's the most you've ever poured your heart out, or like what's a distinctive verse from Tom the Mailman that you can recite that's like this is like crazy?
Realest shit, I give it to It Takes Time, the City. just kind of like explaining the background of like, you know, my life and shit, and kind of like, you know, the passion that we have towards this shit. It's kind of like road running, how we chasing the dream. Started from the bottom, niggas was honestly just trying to make it to see a better life, better than 9 to 5. How do I make it make sense to a team, or make it make sense to my mother and father? Like, boy, better get a degree. I'm just trying to make them all see that we ain't gotta slave over stores, that we ain't gotta be in the kitchen, or we ain't gotta work 12 hours regretting decisions. We can be true to our wishes. We can be frolicking children and put all our trust in our feelings. Living in hell wasn't choice, but making it heaven is vision. That realization is chilling. That's kind of like, I think that's some of the realest shit I ever wrote. They go cap,
No,
yes.
that's real. I think that's like the struggle that all creatives face too, though, because like my parents, your parents, I'm sure Derek's parents, my videographer, like they all have this idea of like what success looks like, or like what route you should take, like what they want their children to do, and maybe they just don't get it, and maybe they never will.
Yeah.
But like you're doing your thing as an artist, and it's like at some point you gotta respect it, you know.
At some point, right? At some point, you start seeing enough tangible things in real life to it's like, oh shit, it look like it's working, shit.
Right.
It look like signs of success.
I love that. And that's a very like vulnerable verse like into your life. So, and we touched on like being vulnerable as a person. You know, you've mentioned X as one of your inspirations in that regard. So like what about the vulnerability translated with you in X, like where you were at in that time?
I just think who he was as a person and his life story correlating to like the music that he made really spoke to me. It's like Broski was a fuck up, just like a lot of us are fuck ups, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, it was just, you know, emotions are hard as fuck to deal with, you know, like true, very like rampant, uncontrolled emotions, and you don't have the influence of your parents, or you don't have the influence of like a stable community behind you. It's hard to navigate life, you know what I'm saying? And to me at that time, and really still to this day, besides myself, I don't feel like there was other artists that like, you know, really spoke to that level of rawness that life is like, or life has, like X did. Like I really like, you know, when he would speak and when he would sing, or when he would make music, it made like, I'm like, yeah, this is how raw this shit actually is. And the fact that he can convey it through a song and make it digestible for millions of people, I was like, yeah, this is a wizard.
Yeah.
This is a real wizard, and I just got respect for like all the real wizards in music. So he was one of them ones for sure, though.
Yeah. Were you ever like a pretty big fan of Juice?
Another wizard. I wasn't like as deep as a fan as I was in the X, but definitely somebody that like I know his work like a motherfucker. I definitely know Juice work. Juice was another one of those guys, ultra like, you know, put in the work. And you can see in it, like the motherfucker freestyle all goddamn day, cause Twin like really was doing this shit every day, all the time.
I think the first time I ever saw Juice without realizing who it was, in like some of those old like viral freestyle videos in the high school.
Yeah,
Nigga used to real life have the juice cut and everything, bro. I was like, damn, to see him go on to be who he was is like.
And you can never fucking tell in the present moment. That's the coolest shit. Like,
but you knew the nigga was gifted based on the bars.
Yeah.
You were like, we'll see where. Like, you don't think like.
You don't think it's gonna be that though. You don't think it's Lucid Dreams. You don't think it's like, you know, biggest song on the motherfucking planet type shit. You don't think like, you don't think all of that. So it's cool, like, you know, damn, like, all right, that was a star right there, and we didn't even fucking know it.
Yeah.
Where's the next one?
Yeah. What are your like favorite songs by them, like by X and Juice?
By X, King. I love King by X. I love I Spoke to a Devil, and I think I spoke to a devil in Miami or some shit like that, and he said everything's gonna be okay. Yeah. That long ass title. I love the fuck out of that song, and I love I think it's called Numb. Either off of the Question Mark album or 17, but his rock songs, oh my fucking god, it's some of the best shit I ever heard.
It was nuts, bro. Like hearing like Kendrick, when I remember seeing those tweets live, like as he tweeted them, he was like, I just spun this album back like 5 times. Like everyone needs to hear that. And we're talking about Kendrick Lamar. Like
I was geeking, bro. I was
insane.
like, Kendrick just co-signed this nigga. He's out of here, bro. I was like, niggas can stop hating on the nigga. At the
was
time, he
big.
was getting hate, bro. That
For
nigga's
sure.
getting hate, real hate, bro.
But that was big for the culture, big for the underground too. I think it
Big,
added
super,
a lot of
hella
exposure.
attention to the underground, bro. At the
Yeah,
moment, underground was like a real movement.
I agree. Do you feel like, I guess, what is something you'd want to tell X if he were still alive today?
I would, I would just like to ask what anime you into. I
Where,
was just like, why you so infatuated with Stitch, nigga? Like,
yeah,
why you like Lilo and Stitch so much, nigga? Like, run this fade and like run this Naruto fade, nigga. Run this Storm fade, nigga. That's what I just said to X.
bro, I thought I was nice at Storm until I tried doing online matchmaking, and them Asian niggas used to whoop my ass. Like,
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, I'm cracking niggas of all backgrounds. I ain't gonna lie, cracking niggas of all backgrounds. Asian nigga, Somalian nigga, any nigga getting
I be
cracked.
sweating online, bro.
No,
I'm telling
yeah,
you, it's
they just
OD.
play like niggas be playing like bullshit online. Like niggas be like, it just be corny shit. That's why I'm not a fan of playing online, niggas. Come see me like no lag
At the crib.
at the crib, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Who do
fuck
you
that,
run
like.
with? I used to run with shit. What's his name? He was like, he also had the Mangekyo. He was like older than Itachi, but you remember he got his eye took.
Sui
Was nice as
that
fuck.
motherfucker fire.
Cute.
Sui, he butters. I was a Gara nigga. Lil Gara. And then I'll use Lil Gara, I'll use Obito,
Yeah.
and then other shit is interchangeable, like maybe like Killer Bee or some shit.
Nice.
Yeah, but I was raw. I don't play that shit no more though.
Yeah. I feel like I played it too much. Like, that's all me and my homies played. Like my freshman year of college, it was Storm, it was Fortnite.
Oh God.
Like OG Fortnite before
Mhm.
niggas got OD with the bills, bro. Like running gun shit.
I feel like niggas was always OD, bro. Like I could not keep up with them niggas, bro. Then them niggas got that practice mode. It was a wrap.
Nah, for real. Well, I want to know. We talked about X and Juice and their discographies. What are some of your favorite songs that you've released? And then and going deeper, like what are some of your favorite bands and artists that you may be inspired by to make these songs?
Okay. One of my favorite songs, definitely. I will go. I'm gonna give myself a little top 5. Fuck it. I'm gonna go Not Dead. I'm gonna go Fuck With Me Too. I'm gonna go. I really enjoy Heaven's Waters a lot. Forever. That's one of my favorite rap songs I done did. That's out. And then fuck. I'm gonna just give it to Stop Playing Victim because that's a really fun song. Yeah. But those are my little top 5. That's my little top 5. Inspo for the rock shit. I'm gonna give it to Mr. Ronnie Radke. He was in Falling in Reverse.
Okay.
And Escape the Fate. So I enjoy his shit a lot. Some Japanese bands. I like Flow. A lot. I like Kung Fu or Asian Kung Fu Generation. Yeah, I fuck with their band a lot. A lot of the bands I like really came from anime openings and endings. So really that nigga, yeah, Ronnie Radke, and then all of those bands. I'd have to go on my fucking phone, honestly.
Yeah. No, I get
Which I'm not gonna do that.
it. I mean, you just
But-
put me on a couple artists. I'm gonna have to tap in with.
No, but Flow is a really fucking good band in Asian Kung Fu Generation. The rawness in their vocals and just the way that their guitars sound like superhero music,
Yeah.
and like you have to run and you have to move. Like I really enjoy that about all of Japanese like rock. Like the way that they play with the scale too is just fucking crazy. So that shit, that emotion and then that color to like their songs, that shit inspired the rock shit, or just my music in general, really.
I fuck with that. This is a question I ask a lot of artists, like especially like that are at your level. Like, do you feel like the producers that make tight beats for you get them right? Like, do you feel like they kind of know your sound and know like what you look for in a beat? Because hearing how you describe the kind of music that you like, that's very nuanced. So do you feel like do you use tight beats, and do you feel like they represent you as an artist where like people know your sound at this point?
Hell nah. That's why it's a couple. That's why it's a couple wizards I fuck with that like get it.
Yeah.
Cause it's like, yeah, it's guitars and shit, but like,
It's depth, like more
it's
depth.
it's certain. It's a certain way them bitches sound. It's a certain way the drums hit. Like it's a certain way like my voice gonna cut through this shit. It's just like it's very certain, and like niggas be trying, but it definitely don't be it.
Yeah.
And it's cool that motherfuckers trying though, but it's definitely not it. Like you gotta go to the wizards if you want the sauce.
100%. When I was looking at your Discog, bro, I feel like 2022 was probably like your biggest year in music, and it was like your most consistent. I mean, you released Not Dead, Outside, You're the One I Like Now, I Won't Die, Worst Friend, and Sunset Visionary 2. So walk me through that time in your life, and like why was that the time that you were just going crazy cranking out shit?
I think it's kind of like one of those periods where, like currently now, I had an influx of just working on a bunch of shit and putting a bunch of shit in the vault. And I think at that era, it was an era where I was releasing everything for the vault. Okay. So I think right now we're going into another era where we're about to start releasing everything from the vault. And I think that's why that shit was so cool, because it was just like, nigga, these songs is already made. Like all this shit is already done. It's just like all we gotta do now is like give y'all an album and give y'all a bunch of motherfucking singles too that we already had. So it's just like the ebbs and flow of like creating music, and then like ducking from creating, like doing the actual creating of the music. Yeah, nigga had to go duck off for a minute, but now niggas releasing again. I think that's what made that year special though.
Yeah, you definitely fed the streets. You fed the fan base with that year for sure. And actually, one of my favorite collabs of yours, Dumb. You collaborated with Stan Atlantic, bro. How did that collaboration come about, and how do you choose who you collaborate with? Because you don't have too many collabs. Yeah,
Stan Atlantic, that definitely came. I think it came out of nowhere. They was finishing up an album, and I think they kind of heard me through the grapevine and thought I'd be like a good addition to the project. And shout out Bonnie, shout out the gang. It was a really good idea. That song is really fucking. It's a classic. It was one of them classics. It's one of them classics for me. I really enjoy that feature a lot.
It's crazy. It takes me back to those like early pop punk days where like I grew up on like early Paramore and shit. Like it gives me that. It invokes that same emotion in me when I listen to that shit. So I love that.
Yeah, Stan Atlanta. Yeah, really, really, really good fucking band, and I appreciate them for having me on that part of their album, honestly.
Yeah. What's your recording process like though? Like, can you walk me through and like walk the fans through a normal recording day for you?
Typically, if I'm at the crib, I got an at-home setup. If I'm at the crib, typically, Dan or one of the homies just send me a beat. I kind of go through the beats that I like, just kind of finding what I feel, if that makes sense. Whatever piques my ears' interest and my heart at the moment. Find that motherfucker, start playing with it. I'll do my little freestyle and shit, start playing with it, kind of mapping out the bones and seeing what the bones look like. And the song kind of writes itself. Music, like, typically writes itself for me, like, all the fucking time. So, like, the beat, I'll hear the beat, and then typically I'll have something to match for it. Yeah. And it'll take me, like, maybe, like, an hour and a half, and then we got a song.
Are you still, like, old school, kind of, like, write your verses kind of guy? Do you punch in? What's your thoughts on punching in? I know that's kind of, like, a divisive thing right now, but...
I like it. I go back and forth from both. Like I like to write a lot. Like this is one of my books. I like to I just like physically taking things from the mind and writing it on paper. I feel like that's a big part of creation, and I just try to like do that over and over again just to work that muscle. But yeah, twin, it ain't too much. I'm gonna hear that bitch and I'm gonna get in that stew and say whatever I feel. But I fuck with punching. Like if it's for you, it's for you. At first I couldn't do that shit, but the more like repetition, more I was in the studio, the more easier it is to punch in and do shit like that. But I prefer writing. I like I find pride in being a good writer, like a really good writer.
I love that. Yeah, you're on your like Yagami shit right now.
I'm telling you, like, hold up, pay attention now. Pay attention.
Got some gold in there.
Pay
bro.
attention now.
Going into my next question, when did the decision to change your sound come about? Because we had a convo in the green room at your last show, and you were telling me like early on you were all about the boom bap sound. You know, you were rapping your ass off, but now you're more into the rock, you know, alternative bag. So, what was that a conscious decision to change it, or I guess what inspired the sound change?
I think it was like a natural evolution.
Okay.
I really felt I always had guitars in my in my music. I've always had guitars in my music, but after a while, I just kind of had this urge to like really like, you know, go all the way there with rock instead of kind of like halfway doing it.
Yeah.
Cause I feel like there was an era where I was kind of like, you know, having guitars in my shit, or kind of like, you know, making like inches towards doing more rock shit, but I just wasn't fully doing it, and it was still rap. So I kind of wanted to have that clear distinction in my discography for myself. And then like even now, like, you know, we're kind of like leaving rock now. Like, you know, we're at the era where we're leaving it, and it's like leaving it now because I feel like, you know, I've had my era with it, and I like really got to like, you know, master rock and go and do this shit, like, you know, take it really serious for like the last 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm gonna go into something else and do the same thing.
Definitely. Yeah, there's like a lot of unexplored territory. I think that's the beautiful part about being an artist. Like seeing what the fuck Yachty did with his last project is so inspiring, because he touched on a sound that I didn't think he was capable of, to be honest. And I think it's so great that he didn't limit himself to just hip hop, you know.
That's the thing about being an artist, right? Like, it's like we're supposed to be limit breakers. We're supposed to be barrier breakers.
Yeah.
We're supposed to do things that people think we're not capable of to expand the box.
100%.
Or to break the box, really. Yeah,
and this is a TBT, a throwback. In your 2018 single "Kid," you had mentioned one of the bars that stood out to me was, "I got guidance from my big bro up above." So in that bar, like, who are you referencing, and like, how do you cope with the loss of loved ones? Because I would assume it was somebody close to you that passed, you know, maybe relative.
I have my own relationship with like spirituality in a sense. So big bro up above to me at that point was just like higher consciousness.
Oh, okay.
Higher version of myself, like being a guider in my life and being like something that, you know, being a mirror that I need, you know. So it was very just talking about higher consciousness and the relationship that I have with my higher self.
Gotcha. Yeah, I like that. Obviously, you know, you guys suffered a really tragic loss with the passing of Chase with 6 Dogs. How did his death impact you and like those that, you know, were close to him? Because obviously there's you can never expect a loss like that, but I know it definitely was weighing hard on you guys and the GGB family, or DBG family.
You know, just to be we lost a good friend. You know, we lost a good friend at a time where it was like really fucking unexpected, and we missed that fucking friend. Yeah, you know, Chase is a really fucking sick guy. He's still, you know, he's a sick guy. He's a really sick guy. He's really kind, and I really appreciated that about him. Kind of changed my perspective on, you know, because I met Chase when I was kind of like first coming into music as like, you know, Tom The Mailman and myself.
Right.
And I just had like, you know, I already had notions in my head about other artists and other people, but when I met him, he was just not what I pictured at all. Because I studied everybody in the game, so I studied, you know, 6. And when we met and when we started hanging out and we started becoming friends, it was just kind of like, damn, you're not what I thought you would have been at all. And it's just like, yeah, very, very, very kind fucking soul. So, you know, we love Chase always and forever, like putting on for our homie. But yeah, that shit was difficult.
Thank you for sharing that with me, man. And I always love to like hear people's experiences with him, because I felt like he was like a really pure soul and he really cared about his people, and, you know, vice versa, like Taj and the people that I have had conversations with, they always go to bat for him and speak so highly of him. And I think that that's rare in an industry, you know, that can be very egotistical and just kind of weird. I think he was a light in a very like dark industry. So
yeah, no, I agree, like 120%, 120%.
yeah. Well, how do you detach from music? Because I know that sometimes it can be really stressful as an artist. What do you like to do for fun? Like, what are some things that you do in your spare time that keep you sane?
Well, I work out a lot. I'm in the gym like probably like 4 or 5 times a week. You know what I'm saying? So that definitely helps with like, you know, every day I have to be, you know, in the gym. It's just like something. It's just like, you know, a good part of the routine.
Yeah.
Meditation also helps. I meditate pretty frequently. I enjoy, you know, the space that I have away, and however long that should be. Anime still heavy to this day. I like to just get into like new series. I'm about to start some new shit today when I go home. And RPGs. I'll be getting into video games. You know, whatever video game makes sense.
Yeah.
But I like RPGs and I like story-based games, Telltale games.
Yeah.
Really fucking good.
Are you like a console guy, PC?
Definitely more a console guy. I just be like too lazy sometimes to get up and go to the PC, and you know it's like an extra so I kind of like just putting on the controller and kind of, you know what I'm saying. But I'm definitely a console dude.
PlayStation or Xbox?
Both, twin.
Both, yeah. I feel like there's too many good exclusives on both.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, because you can only get the Japanese games and the good RPG games or good anime games on a PS system.
Yeah.
And then on Xbox, you can only get like, you know, Halo. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
What's your at name or like your gamer tag for people that want to like send you a friend request?
I don't remember.
Do you ever play with the fans? Like, pause.
I used to do pause. No diddy.
No,
I used to do that shit. I used to do it before. Like we'd hop on like Brawlhalla and shit. But just playing the games, I be like playing anime games and niggas like 2K and shit. So like, you know, or Warzone, and I'm not hopping on that shit. So niggas not gonna be able to see me, or niggas not gonna be able to play no game with me. Yeah, niggas not gonna be able to play no game with me. I'll be playing no game. Niggas like. Yeah, so maybe if you catch me like IRL, you know what I'm saying, and we got Smash out, or we got Tekken out, or some shit like that. But I like fighting games, man.
For sure.
And most of them be like anime fighters.
For sure. Yeah, the new Tekken's crazy. I was playing at my boy's house. It's insane.
Yeah, my boy Eddie came back outside, you know what I'm saying, switched up the moveset, but, you know, I like the new additions and shit. Yeah, Tekken 8 is beautiful.
Most definitely. How long do you see yourself making music? I think this is something that I'm sure you've asked yourself.
Twin, I can really see myself going. Like, I could just be an old nigga cranking up this shit and just like, I don't see myself stopping, honestly. Cause like, I really like, you know, I really want to be like a world-renowned writer. Like, you know, like when it comes to like, you know, putting pieces together, like, you know, I want that. I want that, and I want that status for sure.
I love that. You know, because I was actually the other day I was revisiting the Drake and Yachty interview, the one they did on the beach, and Yachty brought up how Drake said like some of his early records that he would stop making music in his 30s, and now he's like in his mid 30s, and he's still who he is. And I feel like sometimes as a young nigga, we have this expectation of like when's the appropriate time to stop, but I feel like if you love this shit, there's no timetable, you know?
Like, also, like, you know, who gives a fuck? Like, you know, the people who gonna tap in, but
Snoop still making music, you know?
That's what I'm saying, right? It's like, I'm gonna keep fucking with music for as long as it, like, brings me joy.
You know what? I think that's a fucking rap stereotype that we have for some reason, like, niggas in other genres be making, like, you see Ozzy Osbourne still touring, you know what I'm saying?
Niggas be old as shit, got every flower that they ever could have wished for and everything, still performing.
Yeah. You know, and my stepdad, I think he saw, like, BB King, like, before his last show, and that nigga was in his, like, 70s or 80s, so it's like, I think as people in, like, in hip-hop and, like, in this culture, like, we need to stop putting a timetable on when people can stop making that genre. It's just kind of toxic, bro.
It's just, I think, I don't think it, like, you know, begets anything good for anybody. Yeah. If we just sit there and talking about when a nigga should quit, it's just like, you know, why are we not just supporting a nigga if he fire? Like, you know, why are we worrying about when a nigga gonna stop? Like, shouldn't we be grateful that Brosty's still going doing shit that we like. I don't know, bro. Focus be on shit that is like, you know, not really fucking important.
That's real. Yeah. What do you want your legacy to be at the end of all this, though?
I just want my shit to be like, you know, crazier than, you know, I just want the story to end crazier than I would have expected. So like, I don't want to have any control over how the story goes, but I definitely just want it to be some shit like, damn, I did not expect that, but I really enjoy it.
I love that.
You know?
That's fresh. You ready to get into the fan submitted questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So the first one I have is from my boy Evan. And,
Shout out that boy Evan, man. Shout out that nigga Evan.
Okay. He said he knows you're from country Georgia, so he'd want to ask you, how do you blend in your Georgia / rural roots into the Atlanta scene and sound?
Oh hell, I don't know. I think I got a lot of God talk and a lot of you know, spiritual. Not so much religious, but like, yeah, just a lot of spiritual like essence into my music.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I be talking about God and Jesus and all this other shit, and just I think spirituality is some real country shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? To me, you know
I was
what I'm saying?
raised big on faith. So.
I think spirituality is some country shit, and I got that weaving through all my music.
Yeah,
a lot of faith-driven stuff.
No doubt. The next one's from P. Dot. Shout out P. Dot.
Louder. you know.
No doubt. Yeah, he said he'd mentioned how crowd interaction seems to be very important during your shows, and that you always show love to your fans. So why do you feel like that's important, and what would you tell any up and coming artists to prioritize and look out for if they're just starting to perform and get on stage?
Well, I think the essence of a show is like, you know, the artist, it's a relationship, right? So the artist gives something to the crowd, and the crowd gives something back to the artist.
Yeah.
I think whatever you can do to enhance that relationship and like, you know, like make the people like, you know, do more for the people that are here, you'll get more back from those people. And not necessarily just trying to get like, you know, just trying to get something to get it back, but like, you know, that ebb and flow. Like if you go up there on the stage and like, hey, I want to take care of these folks tonight, I want to make sure they have fun tonight, I want to like make sure they leave this bitch like, you know, geeked up and happy. I think that approach and that mindset leads you to like success for sure.
Next question from none other than Derek right here, the videographer in the building.
Yes, hey.
You kind of touched on it, but how did you develop your stage presence? And because he said at your last concert there wasn't too many people like you, but you made it seem like they were all kind of like fans, or they were all just like within your cult or whatever.
Man, that's that Atlanta underground, like, you know, sharpening. Like I really performed for like, you know, 3 people, 5 people, 10 people, 20 people. Like I really did like, you know, the small shows for a long time, and appreciated everybody was there. So like, you know, I think through that I figured out how to please people.
Definitely.
Pause. Is that pause?
We'll let it slide.
Let it go. Fuck it. All Diddy? No Diddy?
No Diddy.
All Diddy? I don't know.
The next one's coming from Ozzy Allen. He says, what's your favorite movie, and how does it influence your music? That's a good one.
Yeah, right? Good one. I don't think it influences my music at all, but I really like shit like I like Donnie Darko. That movie is really fucking fire. I like what's that shit called? The Goonies. I really like the Goonies. I like this fucking skater movie. I forgot.
Mid-90s.
Mid-90s. That's what it was.
That's what it was, for real?
Yeah, it's mid-90s. You should look at. Yeah, I really enjoy mid-90s. I like movies like those. I like the colors and like kind of like that film, like the film shot aesthetic and shit.
Okay.
I like that shit. I like that shit a lot.
Okay. This next one's coming from Tori. She says, what's a genre you want to try and work on? I guess going to how you want to explore new music. What's a genre you want to pursue?
I think we're gonna touch blues. So blues and like folk music. Yeah, nigga gonna touch that blues. Yeah, pretty soon, probably, honestly. I already got a couple of them bitches. Yeah, but we're gonna do blues. I like blues.
Nice. The next one's coming from your boy Delmar Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
He says, what got you into making music? I think you might have touched on it already, but if you can expound on that a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of slipped into this music shit. I was really into poetry. I really enjoyed poetry on a secret note, so I was just doing poetry on the dolo in school. And then, the homies had a setup, and I really started recording shit. And I fell in love. Yeah. And, that's why.
That's all it takes sometimes, bro.
That's it,
Real shit.
A happy mistake.
Gabe Rivera wants to know, what has been your proudest moment in your career so far?
Shit. Currently being able to wake up and just do this shit. Like, I'd be waking up and I'm like, damn, like, I'm just finna go work on the album today. That's it.
Love that.
I wake up proud every goddamn day because of that.
Sounds like the dream.
Oh
like
God.
the American dream.
I'm telling you, nigga, I'm not wearing this shirt for no reason.
Nigga felt that. And this is coming from the home team, from your boy Taj Keaton.
Mm-hmm.
He says, what's something you want to tell any newcomers in the music industry to be more aware of?
Man, these niggas got bad intentions, twin. And, like, not everybody, but most of these niggas got bad intentions. And just be wary of the ones that do and, like, really appreciate the ones that don't. These niggas got bad intentions, twin. And if a nigga trying to tell you that, like, 9 times out of 10, you got it in you, bro. A nigga can't give you what you searching for. So if a nigga trying to promise you some shit, it's typically bullshit. It's already in you.
Gotta see through that shit.
It's already in you, nigga.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Well, that does it for the fan-submitted questions. Thank you for those outstanding answers. I appreciate all y'all that sent the questions through. Winding down, I want to know what's next for Tom the Mailman. Short and simple.
Domination season. I'm crushing every and any artist that come across this bitch. I'm only working with the finest producers in the motherfucking game. Really the finest wizards, you know what I'm saying? Wizards will find me, I will find them. It's just domination season, that's it. Niggas coming to put out the best music, the best visuals, the best every goddamn thing, the best shows, the best merch. Niggas hitting this shit across the board. So, that's what we're gonna see. Domination.
Definitely. Well, I'm excited to see what the end of this year has in store for you. I know you got the new project on the way, and I know you're gonna kill it because you're moving, right? Moving to LA or?
Oh no, I'm not moving.
You're
to
not
LA.
moving to LA.
But shout out to the homies moving
out
to
to the
LA.
homies.
You know what I'm saying? All the homies moving out to LA, man.
Well, regardless, I think that this next chapter in your career is gonna be really nice, really fruitful, and I'm just excited to see where you go from here, bro.
I appreciate you, Tony, man.
No
Appreciate
doubt.
you, Tony, man. It's been a great interview, bro.
Great interview. This has been Get In Tune with Tom the Mailman.
Get in tune, baby, with Tom The Mailman. We out, baby. Oh, shit, that one.